What's up, guys? So I have changed my little setup around a little bit because in the corner it was really dark. So I'm going to try filming this way and we're going to find what works. But that means my notes are behind me because you couldn't see them anyways. But when I'm looking back there, looking at my notes. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is very important, and I feel like sustainable health and wellness has just been all the rave, right? Everyone's talking about it. Sustainable results, how to get and keep results, And it's like, what does that even mean? What does sustainable results mean? Like, duh, everybody wants to get and keep results, but that's not really, I feel like giving, like we all want it, but okay, cool, how do we get it? And that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? Okay, so first thing I want to preach, and this applies to me as well. You know, whoever you're looking at for guidance or following for workouts or nutrition advice or whatever in general, you need to understand that they're probably in a different stage of their journey. Cringe. They're probably in a different state of their health and wellness. You know, they've probably been doing it for years, or maybe they just started, who knows? But the point is that you are probably not right at the same spot that they are, right? So whenever you look at my things, for example, you know, I'm living in maintenance right now. I practice intuitive eating, and people are like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do intuitive eating. I don't have to track anything. This is great. Yeah, I want to do that. And it's like, whoa. Back it up, shorty, because you cannot do intuitive eating if you have first not tracked everything, because that's what intuitive eating is. Intuitive eating means you know what's in what, not you're just listening to your body and going with the flow. Like, you have to know what these things are in order for you to intuitively eat. So that means that you have to spend a good amount of time tracking things. You have to learn what foods are in what foods make you feel good, what food makes you feel bad, what foods help you perform better, what foods make you feel sluggish, what foods and what quantities, and how much protein your body feels good on, and how much carbs do you do better with carbs or with fat? Like, and what are carbs? What are fat? How much protein does this have? How much fat does this have? You're not going to learn all of that just magically. Like, you have to track everything. And then eventually, you know, you'll start learning. Everybody has, you know, some pretty similar foods that they stick with, or they're, you know, that are in their diets. So you'll start to learn, okay, these foods are better for me and I really enjoy these foods. I'm going to implement more of these. These foods that I enjoy aren't that good for me, so I'm going to limit these some. And that's what intuitive eating is, okay? It is not just signing up with somebody who does intuitive eating and then you're going to now do intuitive eating. So I want to make that very clear, because I feel like people follow you, or, you know, they'll send you messages and stuff, and they're like, man, I want to do what you do. I want to not be scared of food. I want to be able to do this and eat that. And it's like, you can do all of that, but you can't do it right off the bat. You have to learn first. So now that that's established, I have 3 main points, because you know I get to rambling. But so what is sustainable health? What is sustainable results? Maintaining, getting results. What does all that mean? So that basically means that you have to find something that is realistic for you. And I know that's still very vague, but that's health and wellness, guys. There's gray, because something that works for me may not work for somebody else. My sources of protein are eggs, egg whites, chicken, fish, beef, yogurt, cheese, and protein shakes. And those are really my sources of protein. But somebody might not like half of those. So guess what? They have to find something else. So you have to just find what works for you. And that's where what I talked about first matters. You have to track everything. You have to find what works for you. You have to find what foods do you enjoy that are also nutritionally valuable. I don't know. So that takes some time. And yes, working with a professional is going to help you get there faster, because they're going to know that's not the best option. Let's try something else. Or what is this? You know, let's try it. See if you like this instead, or whatever. But you have to ultimately find what's going to work for you. Okay. And something that, and I don't mean work for you for 30 days because you're going to buckle down and get it done. Like, I'm talking about that works for you, but you also enjoy. That's realistic. And like, you can do this realistically forever, because if your diet that you go on, I don't care what it is, to be honest, whatever you want to do, but if your diet that you go on restricts carbs, but you love pasta and bread and I don't freaking know. What else has carbs? Potatoes. Like me, I love potatoes. And if you're going to tell me that I need to go on a low carb diet to see results, I'm not going to be able to do that. What, maybe for 30 days, if that, if I care enough, but that's not realistic. So if you like all of those foods, you have to find what is going to work for you. What can I do? And that most people do the best off of moderate and balance, include everything. Don't deprive yourself of everything, just everything in moderation, and eat mostly whole foods. So you have to find what's going to work for you specifically, and not only work for you, like I said, for 30 days, but what can I do forever? If what I'm doing right now requires me to never have anything that I enjoy or to be able to fit those things in, then that's not going to work. So that's number one. You have to find what's going to work for you. And there's so many things out there. I truly, truly think that starting by tracking everything is going to be the best option, because like I said earlier, you can use all the foods that you normally eat, and then you can learn, oh, that's actually really good for me. Okay, great. I'll implement more of that. Or that's not so great for me. So I'm still going to eat it, but I'm not going to eat as much of it as I used to because I didn't know it was doing so much harm. Number 2. My thing is in the way. Oh, I already covered it. Can you do it forever? So that's the goal, guys. Can you live that forever? Can you eat that forever? I'm not saying eating the same foods, but eating the same types of food. You're going to eat the same types of food. Like, unless they invent some other animal or vegetable, like what do you want? You know what I mean? How much variety do you want? Like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get over that, like if that's stopping you. Well, I just don't like to eat the same thing all the time. So then invent a new animal. And then patience. Yeah. Like, this is for the long haul. And that's the thing that also you should get out of your head. Stop trying to do it for 30 days, for 3 months, for the summer, for this dress you want to wear on your birthday. Like, I get it. All those things are great. But imagine if you just lived in a constant state of, I feel good about my body. It's good right now. I don't need to get ready for my summer vacation. I'm ready. Like, that's the goal, to live in that state, and then to be able to enjoy everything that life has to offer and everything that you enjoy. So that's really the ultimate goal. So stop trying to do it so fast. Now, I say that to say this because, like I said, there's tons of gray area in health and wellness. Some people do need that kickstart. Some people do need a kick in the ass because they need to see progress to keep going. So that's totally fine. That also doesn't mean go on a water diet, like lemon water, for 30 days, but that means that maybe you have to do a harder calorie deficit. Maybe you do have to restrict yourself. Like, I'm not going to eat out this month. That's going to cut calories alone. So some people do need to start with a more restrictive, just for a little bit to kickstart them. I definitely recommend doing that, but with a professional, so that way they know how to ease you out of it. But some people do need that, and that's fine. But if you feel like, that's it, I'm just tired of yo-yoing, I don't care how long this takes, I just want to learn how to do this and do this forever, then I say just have patience and ride it out and just trust the process. Show up every day, every week. Do what you can. Do the best that you can. Hit your steps, hit your water, eat some fruit. Like, just try to hit the basic things and have patience, And then this is the biggest part too. I think that I've learned a lot, now that I've been doing it for 10 years. I have gone through so many different stages of what's worked, or not what's worked, but how I've had to adapt my life, and it still works, but you do have to adapt to every stage of life. Like, when I was in 22, 23, and I worked 12 hours in the gym training clients, hitting 25,000 steps a day, eating 1,300 calories a day. I was so regimented, working out for 2 hours a day. Of course my life was totally different. I looked completely different. I was 18% body fat, 120, just, of course I'm different now. Now I have a husband, a baby. I don't have the time. I'm trying to run a business, start a business. I do not have the time to be in the gym for 2 hours, or the desire, to be honest. Because, to be real, I work from home for myself. I could probably make that happen, but no, we've learned to work smarter, not harder. Anyways, I don't have the time, the energy, the desire to do that anymore. And that's okay, because what am I doing now? Now I'm focusing on my nutrition more than I ever really have, because I'm trying to eat a balanced lifestyle. So that way, back in the day when I was doing all that crazy stuff, I was eating, yes, like 12 to 1400 calories a day, maybe, super clean. But then on the weekends, I was binging, and it was okay because I was working out 2 hours a freaking day, and I was hitting 25,000 steps a day. So I was good. I was maintaining my body. Like, I wasn't, doing anything either way. I was just kind of where I was. So that's different though. Right now, with my activity level and my steps, I have to force myself to hit 8 to 10,000 a day. I have to go outside and get them done, because if not, I won't get them. And that's just the truth. So now my lifestyle is so different that I can't afford to binge on the weekend, and during the week, like, it's going to catch up to you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I kind of got tongue-tied, but the weekend is going to catch up to me. The weekend is going to put me in maintenance or a surplus. So then I wouldn't have made the weight loss and fat loss goals that I had the last 6 months if I kept binging on the weekends like that. I had to figure it out. I'm like, okay, I'm not the same 22-year-old anymore. I'm not getting 20,000 steps a day anymore. It has nothing to do with my age. It has to do with my activity. I'm not working out for 2 hours a day. I'm not getting 20,000 plus steps a day. I'm not eating completely clean Monday through Friday. Why? Because I have a son and I have a family, and I want to do things on a random Tuesday. If I want to go to Taco Tuesday, cool, I'm going, because it's fine, because my weekend, I've cleaned it all up, guys, So you just have to find what stage of your life that you're at. And I'm not saying there was anything wrong with me back then. I had to go through that process to learn and enjoy where I'm at now, but I was in a different place. And even if I wanted to, I couldn't implement those protocols. And I've really just learned new ways to still make progress, but also not have to be so extreme. Now during the week, I'll have a glass of wine, or I'll have a piece of cake if it's an occasion, or if I want a cookie, I'll have a cookie. And why? Because I'm balanced Monday through Sunday, not just Monday through Friday. I'm super restricted, and then Friday night turns around and I'm like freaking out, binge eating chocolate, drinking Long Island iced teas, and I have balance now. So you have to learn, and that takes time to do. Intuitive eating, all of that takes time to do. You can definitely get there. I got there. You can get there. There's nothing special about me. I just didn't give up. I'm stubborn. So yeah, just learn that your life will adapt. You will have to adapt to new things. So from one extreme to the other, you just kind of have to adapt. It doesn't have to be so crazy. And if if whatever worked, let's say you started working out 5 days a week and you're eating pretty clean and blah blah blah, and then something gets thrown in there where now you can't work out 5 days a week, and you can't do this, and you can't do the extra cardio, and you can't do that. Well, you have to find, okay, where do I have to pull something out of? Where do I have to tailor? What do I have to do? Do I have to go for a 5-minute walk after every meal to get some extra steps in? Do I have to wake up a little earlier and go for a walk? Do I have to, for my lunch break, I get an hour lunch break. Do I have to eat for 30 minutes and then takes 30 minutes of that to go for a walk because I can't do it any other time of the day because this is my life? You have to figure that out, but you have to learn to adapt. You're not going to follow the same protocols, the same program, the same everything your entire life. And if you adapt, you will be able to maintain this in every part of your life. You just have to learn to adapt and try new things. Yeah, that's it. Just learn as you go, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I hope this kind of explained a little bit more about what health professionals mean when they say live a sustainable life, maintain your results forever. That's kind of what they mean without saying that. I hope that brought you some guidance and direction, and I hope I didn't kind of ramble. I know I got really excited because my throat is hurting, so but I really hope this was helpful, and comment if you have any questions. Okay.